on this opportunity to accumulate health, we're diving into a topic that I would suggest is wrecking kids' mental focus, their confidence, and their overall development, even their sports performance. And this topic, this sucker, is smartphones. And I know who wants to hear about the demise brought on by these handy devices. They can be crazy helpful for work, for communication. I definitely use mine plenty. But are there any benefits for children? Is it possible that smartphones only have a negative impact when it comes into the hands of a child? If you pay for the smartphone for, say, your aspiring young athlete, could you actually be directly hindering their success? Really, I think it's time we look at this and check into this. And we're going to talk about that right now. Can these devices rob them of their ability to focus, to develop resilience, and build life confidence? Athletics and sports, they're just becoming ultra competitive. And if you want to give your child a healthy advantage when they step onto the court, you really want to listen up here. So for starters, we have this focus drain when it comes to smartphones. Picture this. You've probably been in a situation many times. You're driving down the road with your son or daughter, head to the game, and instead of getting them in their champion's mindset or visualizing success, or just straight up talking to them about life, they're glued to their screen, swiping. I coach my daughter's 7th grade basketball team, and the girls come walking in often with an ear pod in, staring at their phone until the last minute before practice starts, then go right back to it as soon as practice is over, or we're finishing up the game. And while we're doing our last talk through after the game, they've got their shoes off. They're already on their phone staring at it. And I'm thinking, is it possible these 7th grade girls actually have such responsibility that they must be in tune with their smartphone this much? I'm thinking, I got thousands of patients. I got 3 businesses. I have 8 children and I have a wife. And I do not need that much attention on my smartphone. So this smartphone inundation presents a performance and a well-being problem, because this takes the brain 22 minutes to fully refocus after being distracted. And this research was done by Dr. Gloria Mark out of the University of California, Irvine, I think back in 2008, showing 22 minutes. That means by the time, say, the game starts, and we play 20-minute halves, they're still mentally somewhere else, trying to get back. So imagine if you had your team or your practices, they showed up, focus, ready to go, no smartphone distractions for 36 minutes beforehand. Talk about lost opportunity cost. We spend so much time training their bodies, but what about their minds and the opportunity that's present there? Not only is there the game performance opportunity cost part of things, but consider the mental loss, the mental toll of distraction from these smartphones. The average kid currently is on a phone 4 to 12 hours a day. Just mind-boggling. Parents are about 49 hours, also mind-boggling. But what are they spending their time on? What amount of life is being lost in that smartphone that can be spent on developing life skills, life problem solving, learning how to interact with other humans, engage in active conversations, in impulse control, starting and finishing projects, or just like being bored. Because boredom is a superpower. It is a critical life skill. Managing your mind when there's not some state of external distraction coming on you. So when are they learning to control emotions, handle adversity, or build their own identity outside of this fabricated virtual world or virtual life? The real life fragility of the American child, it's a little bit frightening. This is not just a theory. I didn't just make this up. It's not just my opinion. I see lots of kids with great supportive moms and dads, and yet the kiddo is so emotionally fragile. And it's not because they're getting beat at home. More and more research is pointing to the fact that the smartphone epidemic is the needle mover. It is the thing. The smallest corrections and they crumble emotionally. The slightest pressure and they quit. They lose their confidence. And we wonder why anxiety and depression, they're just like out of control, all-time high in young people. When this should be the gravy time of their life. This is the best time of life. Instead of working through things, what happens? Let's go to the phone, it's phone therapy. So when we talk about the neurochemical dopamine and supporting it as such a huge player when it comes to reward and pleasure, when kids are swiping, snapping, I've never been on Snapchat before, but snapping, scrolling on their smart device, unbeknownst to them, they're actually falling from 30,000 feet on a hijacked airplane. And they don't even know it. Every notification, every scroll, every heart, like, it gives this quick punch of dopamine. When this happens over and over, it actually slows the brain down. And it makes our neurochemistry, their neurochemistry especially, less productive. So short form content like we see on social media, especially for the developing brain of a child, it creates this expectation of literally constant novelty, something new, which eats up the opportunity for focused work. So like reading, studying, engaging in meaningful, deep conversation. Also weakens their ability to respond rationally to control impulses. Does it sound like a drug of addiction? That's what it sounds like to me. So comparing a smartphone, say, to a meal before competition, it'd be like, let's go consume biggie fries, a biggie greasy burger, and a big old milkshake 10 minutes before a game. Let's go hit the basketball court, see how we do. It's going to be sluggish. It's going to be slow. And you know what? The kid's going to be saying, hey, I'm underperforming. Coach, can I get a sub? Or the coach will be like, what's going on with this kid? So I'm saying smartphone activity via short form content. Think Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, WhatsApp, even actually group texting or in games isn't just a distraction. It is literally actively harming our children's performance, not just in sports, but in life as well. A couple of weeks ago, one of the girls actually on my daughter's team pulled out a set of Uno cards, and a bunch of the girls just started playing Uno between games. They're laughing, giggling, talking, having a great time. I thought, you know what, man, I was reminded again that the kids, they're so happy to do simple things, just to be kids. And it is our responsibility as parents and adults who have, hopefully, our executive function ingrained, set in place to step it up and create phone boundaries. If we're going to give them that thing, then we better proactively teach them, hey, this is the boundaries we're going to have for the smartphone. This is how we got to control it. It can be a tool, but we cannot be governed by it. And this is how you don't be governed by it. I think we just don't give them anything until they're like 18. If you want to know where your kids at, give them a flip phone or something. But let me know your experience with kids and smartphones, or your own children, or not having smartphones. I would love to hear it. There's no judgment here. This is just what reality is and what science, what true research, and I know science, true research shows happens related to smartphone use in children. And all we can see is negative trending. So can your child thrive in life without a smartphone? That is another question to ask. Is it just no smartphones, or actually could my child actually do better, enjoy life, thrive, be more fruitful without a smart device in their hand? I would love to hear your input. I'm Dr. Matt, and you can check below for the latest drop in handouts and just more opportunity for you to grab something, get your hands on, and accumulate health. Talk to you guys later.